Hello, my name is Odessa and my title is Baking Towers. My research question is, how does the amount of baking powder impact the height of a cupcake? I selected this topic because I really enjoy baking and I wanted to base my experiment on something I enjoy doing. I also wanted to know how much baking powder can affect the height of a cupcake and how much and why it does. My hypothesis is if I added more baking powder, then the cupcake would be taller because baking powder is a leavening agent. My independent variable is the amount of baking powder. I tested 0 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon, and 2 teaspoons. My dependent variable is the height of the cupcakes. I measured the height of the cupcakes using a toothpick and a ruler. My controls are the baking temperature, the amount of batter, and the amount of ingredients besides baking powder. Here's my background research. My materials are flour, baking powder, salt, butter, sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, buttermilk, 1 medium-sized bowl, a large bowl, a whisk, a 12-fold cupcake tin, pink liners, blue cupcake liners, and white liners, measuring cups, toothpick, a ruler, and a pencil. Here's the first page of my procedure. And here's the second page. Here's my data table. For the 0 teaspoon cupcakes, the first cupcake was 2 centimeters, the second one was 2.4 centimeters, and the third one was 2.5 centimeters. The average of these cupcakes were 2.3 centimeters. The cupcakes with 1 teaspoon, the first one came out to 3.3 centimeters, the second cupcake was 3.2 centimeters, and the third one was 3.2 centimeters. The average was 3.2. The cupcakes with 2 teaspoons of baking powder in it, the first one came out with 3.9 centimeters, the second one 4 centimeters, and the third one 4.5 centimeters. The average was 4.1. Here is all of the cupcake heights in a graph, and here is only the averages of it. After my experiment, my data shows that the cupcakes with no baking powder had an average of 2.3 centimeters, the cupcake with 1 teaspoon of baking powder had an average of 3.2 centimeters, and the cupcake with 2 teaspoons had an average of 4.1 centimeters. A pattern I saw in my data was that the more baking powder I added, the taller the cupcake was, which shows that my data is consistent and reliable. My hypothesis was if I added more baking powder, then the cupcake would be taller because baking powder is a leavening agent. My results show that with the more baking powder I added, the taller the cupcakes were because baking powder is a leavening agent, thus proving my hypothesis correct. I believe that my results are accurate because the data is consistent and makes sense based on what I researched. During the experiment, an error I could have made was when I poured the batter into the cupcake tin because even though I used a measuring cup, I can't be sure that I had the exact same amount in each cupcake tin. One thing I learned during this experiment is how leavening agents can impact baked goods. Leavening agents cause dough to expand, releasing gas once mixed with a liquid, acid, or heat. This is why it causes a change with the height. In order to further investigate this problem, next time I'll test different heats to see if it makes a difference. I want to thank my mom and dad for buying the supplies for my project and encouraging me. I'd also like to thank Ms. Grindell and Ms. Heitkamp and my friends for supporting me throughout my project. Without them, I wouldn't be able to get it done. Here's my bibliography. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and giving me this amazing opportunity.